talk my views on this forum. Hello, I'm John R. Cupo. I'm running for a 3-year term. I am ready to take the oath to protect and serve our children and to serve an open and transparent school board. I am ready to take an oath to protect and preserve all monies received and spent. I am ready to keep City Hall and politics out of the school election. I not only want to win this I not only want to win this election as a board member, but I am declaring that I want to win and lead the board as its president. If given the opportunity on election day, I will negotiate a teacher's contract immediately, and if I'm allowed as a board member elect, I would like a seat on the board prior to any swearing in. You cannot put students first if the teachers are last, and you cannot have a school system that ranks highly if the teachers are treated poorly. The success of any city that we live in is in its real estate values, and it's measured by the ranking of the school system. And every buyer would come along and say, how is the school system? I have not asked for any endorsement from nor or would be endorsed by the present administration, and any applicant for this board who's sitting on this dais tonight should not accept any endorsement because this is a people's choice election. After all, it's all about the kids. Today, our school ranks in the bottom third of New Jersey school. There is no excuse for that. We must do better. We must put our students and teachers first, and school administrators and the bureaucracy last, because improving the educational standards goes hand in hand with improving efficiency in the school system. As a lifelong business owner who built the largest real estate company in Hudson County, I know the power of efficiency and the benefits it brings. I also developed and computerized the entire multiple listing system for the real estate industry in Hudson County. You can be sure that I will use my proven business experience to cut expenses when necessary, strike down any contracts with vendors that are non-performing, and for every dollar that is spent, I want to see a return of $1.50 in services. And I will fight for each and every time to make sure that we achieve that goal. There are a couple things that really bother me, which the current board has failed to account for the $11.8 million. That's something that we're going to inherit here, one of us on this board. We have an ice ring that failed, that had to be given up. And let's not forget, it took 5 long years to solve the teacher's contract. If this was a baseball team consisting of 9 people, and baseball teams also have 9 people, and if this was a team with 5 losing seasons in a row, the owners would shake up a thing. They would shake up the lineup. They would shake up the field with a new team and new players. And if it doesn't work, they would fire the manager. In this case, it's all or the president of the existing board. We need to complete and review each and every contract, top to bottom, and we need transparency and openness. It's the people's board now. When elected, I will be accountable to you and you alone, and the public information will be open with enough time to review at our meetings. Not in a workshop prior to a meeting and voted on within the same day. The public needs time to review. I will push to establish an email system which is simple enough so that all information will be emailed. I am proud that I helped start the elected school board movement 2 years ago and served as its co-chair of the Bayonne School Board Choice. This became a reality when Mayor James Davis supported our petition for his campaign. These 20 people that have applied for the school board position would not be here today if it would not for the efforts of John Cupo, myself, Michael Alonzo, Mayor Davis, along with the present City Council for an elected school board. Needless to say, I'm completely dedicated to improving education, and I have shown it with my actions. You have already said yes to the petition that I started and to the election of the school board movement itself. Now I humbly ask you to say yes to me. I am running, not looking for a job. I am running to do a job, to improve our school system, to serve all, a place to be proud of. And thank you, and good night.
Amen. The next candidate, Mary Jane Desmond.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Jane Desmond, and I am seeking a 3-year term as a trustee on the Bayonne Board of Education. I'd like to thank the Rotary as well for initiating the forum and for coordinating the venue here with the help of Dr. McGeehan and the school district. I would also like to wish all the candidates good luck and congratulate them for having the courage to run for a seat on the Board of Education. Mostly, I'd like to thank all of you for coming this evening, showing an active interest in getting to know the candidates, and in doing so, you acknowledge your belief that our children, individually and collectively, are a huge priority in our lives and our community. A little of my background: born and raised in Bayonne. I'm the oldest of 11 kids. 2 of us went to Catholic school, everybody else went to public school. My daughters attended local schools, graduated from Bayonne High School and local colleges. My grandchildren are now in school here. I've been a single mother since my daughters are 2, 3, and 4 years old. They're going to kill me. They're now 34, 5, and 6 years old, and raising their own children here, attending local schools. My grandchildren are also beneficiaries of the teaching talents and commitments here in the Bayonne School District. My personal background is in finance, business management, government, and healthcare. I've spent many years negotiating healthcare contracts between providers and payers, marketing and program development, and currently I'm the practice manager for a breast cancer surgeon in Summit in Jersey City. I've been an active member in the Bayonne community for over 30 years, helping to raise funds for many worthy causes and charities, including civic, cultural, educational, healthcare, religious, and youth organizations. I even worked hard to save our local hospital in 2006 and 2007. I've also served as a board member in the Bayonne Housing Authority, Bayonne Community Day Nursery School, Bayonne Community Mental Health Center, just to name a few. And additionally, I served as a trustee on an appointed Board of Education approximately 1995 through 1998. In February of this year, I was selected to fill a vacancy as a result of a former trustee's resignation, and I am grateful for the opportunity. A board member's role is often misunderstood. There is a specific code of ethics and conduct we must adhere to. And for anyone who gets elected, the first order of business is to attend governance classes and get acclimated to what is appropriate conduct for a board member. We do not and cannot micromanage the district. We set policy, adopt budgets, build community relationship, help raise funds, and above all, represent the public's interest. And the public means students, parents, teachers, staff, administrators, and business entities. It's everybody. And it means taxpayers, too. Board members do not hire or fire directly. They vote on personnel items which are recommended by the superintendent. Board members are entrusted with a great deal of confidential information and must be able to refrain from gossip or overstepping boundaries. It is very common for a parent or community member to reach out to a board member that they know and tell them about an issue that's bothering them. But a board member must be aware that you cannot speak for the board without permission. You are a part of an organization, and your job as an advocate and messenger. You bring that back to the Board of Education, and they investigate and report back to us. Another challenge for the board when adopting budgets and negotiating contracts: the board must find a balance that allows the district to provide an optimum educational experience for every child and the reality of the tax burden that a community can bear, while respecting the contractual obligations to all our staff. Presently, there are 2 things I view as potential impediments to providing an optimum education for every student. That is funding and an inordinate amount of time spent on testing and evaluation. I admit that one of the reasons why I was interested in doing this at this point was because of the Common Core curriculum and the Partnership for Assessment and Readiness for College and Careers, aka PARC, and the amount of time spent on evaluations and assessments of both students and teachers. It was my most recent inspiration. I've had many. But Common Core and PARC are actually federal and state mandates, and we have to lobby elected officials, legislators, and they have to leave this type of reform and resulting regulations in the hands of educators, people who do understand how young minds develop and how they learn. We all have a responsibility for safety and the well-being of our children. They must have a safe environment, adequate food, clothing, shelter, and an atmosphere of encouragement, acceptance, and inspiration. As a board member, we would be advocates for premier education and safety for every student in our care. It's a lot of promises. I just promise I'll treat your family like my family.